All right, guys. Dover International Raceway. We are set to begin a 200 lap, 200 mile race, short track racing on a Monday night. The Allied Steel Buildings 200. This should be a fun one. Hopefully, you guys are going to enjoy. Of course, as always, Edward Kennedy. Yep, Dover, here we come. Looks like Stephen Light, Jeff Green are both starting at the rear of the field. Won't affect their starting position. We qualified 14th in this one, so this should be an interesting race to say the least. The green flag is about to begin. We are underway at Dover International Raceway. Quickly, 3 wide right out of the gate on the start. Great jump. Look at that move all the way down to the inside of the racetrack. If I wouldn't know better, I would have said that was video game-like. That was crazy how quickly we were able to get to the bottom, which is our preferred line over the course of this race. And you're going to see, a little contact with Jeffrey Earnhardt on the opening lap now, but we're still carrying a ton of speed, and now we're going to try to split Ryan Sieg, and 4 wide now through turns 1 and 2. Chase Briscoe trying to roll it in there, and as well as Brandon Jones, as we slightly made contact with Sieg again. So we started 14th, quickly got to 7th after about a little over a lap, and then fell back to 12th again immediately. That was a crazy first 2 laps of the race. We only have 45 laps in the opening stage here. Oh, really loose up off of the corner. We're going to lose another spot there to Garrett Smithley, it looks like. Final race of the round of 12 in the playoffs here for the NASCAR Xfinity Series as we're just working our way through this season. Oh, a little loose again. Yeah, for this race, we're just looking for playoff points. Staying quarantined whenever I can. Having a lot more time on my hands, I guess. No real talk in the town. It's pretty quiet. Quickly in the 12th spot, trying to get our way through here. Probably going to take a little bit of time to try and pass these guys. Jumping right back down to the inside underneath of Jeffrey Earnhardt once again. Going into turn 3, we're going to complete the pass up off of turn 4. That'll move us up to 11th. Noah Gragson blocking the bottom. We're still going to try to get under him. We got a great run off of turn 4. We're going to get there. The pole sitter in this race, John Hunter Nemechek, quickly back to 9th. And he's in danger of falling back to 10th now. And I'm sure Gragson might try to follow us past him as well. Through turns 3 and 4. And we've got this. Oh, really? You were raised in Elyria. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I've actually got a buddy of mine. He works over there. Not sure exactly what the company is. He's on an internship over there. He goes to Bowling Green State University, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Small world. Yeah, I live probably about an hour, probably close to an hour and a half away. Hour 15 minutes maybe. Michael Annette really checking out here from the rest of the field right now. Probably catch lap traffic here in about 3 to 5 laps if I had to guess. Wow, 3 wide up ahead. Cole Custer trying to clear the 22. There's still 3 wide up off of turn 4. Looks like they're battling for the 4th position up there. Man, what city do I live in? I actually live in a small town, real small town, but I live about 25-30 minutes outside of Toledo, Ohio. Closing in on Reddick. He's going to go to the inside. I think he was trying to cross over the 19 of Brandon Jones there. That's going to allow us to get to the outside. If we could stick the outside, I think we could run pretty decent lap times, but my car does not handle as well up here. I definitely want to run the bottom as much as I possibly can. Reddick peeking back to the inside again on Brandon Jones, and now quickly diving down to the bottom of the racetrack. As Reddick goes to the top, we're going to fall in line right behind Brandon Jones. And now we're going to get a good run on Brandon as well, and we're going to try to move into 6th. Now remember, in the last race of the Charlotte Roval yesterday, Cole Custer got the win, and we had an amazing comeback victory at Richmond as well. But the first 2 races overall, pretty good finishes to start the playoffs off. So with this being the cutoff race in the round of 12, this is going to be pretty interesting. Ooh, a little tight, drove it in a little. So the leaders have been in lap traffic here for a little bit right now. Definitely closing the gap here. Yeah, Richmond was awesome. That was, I want to say that was the race of the year so far in the Xfinity Series. At the time of me calling the race and racing the race, it felt like it was the race of the year with so much at stake in the playoffs too, but, I don't know, Daytona July race was pretty good also. Talladega was good, but it ended under caution, so that was kind of a stinker. But even Mid-Ohio was a pretty good race also. Road America, I mean, we've had some great races in the Xfinity Series on this season. On this season. Even New Hampshire was pretty good too. We finished side by side at the line there, came up short. Seems like majority of the finishes that have been close. We're not getting the wins, but Richmond went our way. We came from 3 laps down, which I was 3 laps down because of my own doing, but luckily we somehow were able to come back and win. Cautions fell our way. Yeah, I mean, 3 laps down on the short track in the final, like, 100 laps of the race. Literally the entire final stage we spent trying to play catch-up. The only 2 laps I led under green the entire race were the last 2 laps. Trying to pass Briscoe now for 3rd, driving it in deep through turns 3 and 4. We're going to get it to stick, but Briscoe's going to try to cross us over now. Garrett Smithley's driven up to 2nd. How about a good run for a non-playoff driver? Briscoe still trying to peek to the inside. So we try to catch up to these lap cars just ahead of us. Down to the inside, 3 wide quickly, just trying to clear the lap traffic before we get into turn 3. Almost got into Morgan Shepherd. Turn 1 rather. Trying to get through this lap traffic as quick as possible so we can try to run down the race leader Michael and Ned, who's only 3 seconds ahead already. "24 laps to go in stage 1. I think as most tracks are over the course of this season, really in any of the 3 series, not just the Xfinity Series, but we're good on the longer runs. And it looks like it's showing again here today. 23 laps to go. Trying to work on Garrett Smithley for 2nd. Do I follow NASCAR? I actually don't. I did watch the race on Sunday that they had with all the NASCAR drivers were on iRacing. I don't follow it. I really don't have a lot of time between trying to do the channel and working quite a bit. especially Monday through Wednesday. I mean, literally, I just got home like 45 minutes to an hour ago. Hurry up, get these videos in tonight, get these streams in, go to bed, wake up in the morning, do it all over again until Thursday. I'm finally off of work, so my agenda opens up at the end of the week. No, I would definitely be all interested in broadcasting for anything, honestly, at this point. Particularly NASCAR related, but I mean, yeah, if I could get into like something like that, that'd be pretty cool. Gotta start somewhere. This is my starting point, I guess. Wow. Look at all these teammates are running side by side, and it's going to cost Garrett Smithley a shot at second. Man, this is tight in the corners. 3 wide, had to check up on the brakes, sliding up the racetrack, and we're just going to clear him. Smithley trying to get us back. We're going to block him off down the back straightaway into turn 3. And we're going to hold on to second. 2 seconds off of Michael Annett, the race leader right now. Still 19 laps to go in the stage, of course. Pretty much anywhere on the racetrack is the preferred line for these guys, it seems like. See guys race on the outside, inside, middle. Don't see that at Dover too often. Oh man, keep driving it into turn 1 a little too deep from time to time there. Gotta stop doing that. I don't think Annett's catching these lap cars in very good spots. You can see he's tucked. Oh man, I think that's Matt Mills just ahead of him, and Mills did not cut him any slack. 16 to go in the stage. And we still got 2 more cars. Looks like Austin Hill. Maybe Josh Williams. Oh man, Mills almost comes up in front of us as well as we really tried to thread it up the middle. Contact with the lap car. Quickly to the outside of Michael Annett. Can't get in that time, but we're going to get the run off the corner, running a little bit higher of a line through turns 3 and 4. I don't think we were going to have, well, we might have a shot at him. Big slide job through turns 1 and 2, trying to clear the one of Annett. Unbelievable pass that time. Now down to the inside as well. And we'll try to get away from Michael Annett now to the end of stage 1. Ooh, that's going to get a little tight. Got to check up out of the gas a little bit. And that's not going to give up. We have 14 to go in stage 1. A lot better than their commentary. Well, thanks for the compliment. Put my hard work and effort into it. I don't know what their commentary is like. I've never actually watched an NASCAR race with their commentary, I guess, so might have to check that out. Greg Golding in 15th. He's going to go a lap down as well. I think we have a chance before the end of the stage to maybe lap up to the top 10. We'll for sure get around a couple more guys if we stay green. 12 to go. 45 laps at Dover, though. That is a really short stage. And this track does eat up tires pretty well, but I think with the short stages, I didn't think we were going to have to worry about burning our tires up, so we're going to drive the wheels off this thing for now. Quickly 3 seconds out ahead of Michael Annett. And actually, Garrett Smithley has really caught Michael Annett for second place on the racetrack here. He might have a shot at it before the end of the stage. It's a little less than a half second behind him. Jeffrey Earnhardt in a must-win situation coming into this race to make it to the round of 8. He is currently going to go one lap down. So he's the first driver one lap down on the racetrack. He came in minus 62 from the cut line, so you can't even make that up in one race. And I believe Ryan Sieg is almost in a must-win situation. He's going to need a lot of stage points. He's in the back half of the top 10 right now, but he came in minus 39. So there's a very good chance he's probably going to have to win as well to make it into the round of 8. The only two drivers locked in are me with the win at Richmond, and Cole Custer got the win at the Charlotte Roval. We came up runner-up in second. Kind of costed ourselves that race. Lap traffic didn't help us at all. That's how Custer got around us, and we couldn't get back around him. The clean air, it's just too much to overcome. The only real chances to pass the leader seem to be in lap traffic or on restarts if he can get lucky. So far, we're making pretty good ends for ourselves right now. We got 7 laps to go in stage 1. Michael Annette's still holding on to second, at least for right now. We're definitely going to take 4 tires at the end of this stage. I think we're going to have a good shot to win stage 2 as well, which might not seem like a big feat or really that we need to do it, which we don't need to because we're already locked into the next round. But every playoff point matters, so if you win the stage, you do get additional playoff points starting for the next round. So we are still racing for that. We're not like locked into the championship by any means. Never know what could happen in these races. I mean, the way Richmond was going for a while there, being 3 laps down, I thought it was going to finish in the back half of the 20s position-wise, so just worked out that we somehow were able to win. Four laps to go in the stage now. Nearing the end. It looked like somebody blew up a couple laps ago, but was able to nurse it on pit road. They're still on pit road right now. Not sure who it is, but we'll find out at the stage break. Plus, we'll find out if they'll be able to get back on the track or if it will be a DNF. There's Tyler Reddick in 9th. 3 laps to go in the stage. We're going to put him a lap down now. So only 8 drivers on the lead lap already in this race. How quickly we have pulled away at the end of this stage. Took us a while to get to the lead. We're only going to go on to lead the final 12 or 13 laps of the stage, but already out to about a 10-second lead. Not sure if we're going to catch the 7th place driver on the track. I'm not sure who that is right now. We're running out of laps, and we might be lucky to, just to catch another car before the end of the stage here. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go in stage 1. Elliott Sadler going another lap down. Ryan Sieg, so he's actually having a worse day than what I thought. He's in 18th, so that is definitely not going to cut it. So it looks like Sieg and Jeffrey Earnhardt are in trouble. It looks like they're likely going to miss the next round of the playoffs unless things turn for the better for them. And we're going to go on to win stage 1 pretty soundly here at Dover. Drivers are sponsored by some of them. Some of the NASCAR drivers, crew chiefs, and spotters. Is that the, are you talking about the Pro League by chance? On NASCAR Heat 4, or is this another form of online racing? Because I do know the Pro League does have, like, actual NASCAR teams, like, I guess you could say sponsoring them, but, like, they're running for, like, a Hendrick Motorsports or whatnot. So, yeah, we'll take 4 fresh tires.
3/4 of a tank of fuel will be enough to fill it up to the end. Well, fill the tank up full, so plenty to get us to the end of this stage. And it looks like Michael Annett is going to restart in second. We did win the race off of pit road. And so here we go. Green flag back in the air. Great jump on the restart. Timing out the shifts perfectly, getting back to the line. So we're going to have 42 scheduled green flag laps in stage 2. We went caution free through the first stage. We'll see what we can do here. Great jump on the restart. We definitely got the clean air out in front. Garrett Smithley trying to take second. We're trying to get back up to speed. "41 laps to go now. So we'll have 110 laps in the final stage of the race, so we'll definitely have to be scheduled to take one pit stop at some point in time in that stage. I'd like to split it in half. There's a good chance I will be able to if they stay green all the way to that point. Still got a ways to go yet. How about Austin Cindric? Cindric's up to second randomly. Not sure exactly where he's at on points, but a win and you're definitely in. So if he is in a must-win situation, he's going to try his darndest to not only get as many points as he can this stage, but to really try to pass us to get the win. Michael Annett as well in the playoffs. He led the majority of stage 1, finished second in stage 1 in fact. Could not get the win, almost slid under us there. We blocked him off at the last second through turns 1 and 2. We're going to try to hold on as best as we can. So far, so good. But I mean, he's going to be faster than us for probably the first 20 to 25 laps of the run, so it's going to be tough to hold him back that long. We've already been out in front for 4 laps in this stage. And he almost got to us again. I think he's being nice. He might try to move us up out of the way here one of these times. Oh, really loose again through turns 1 and 2. Really driving it hard, but here comes Annett to the inside. He can't complete the pass. Now he does about halfway down the backstretch. Into turns 3 and 4. We'll try to stay on him, of course. Trying to hold on to second, but our car's probably not going to handle as well as we're sitting right behind him in dirtier air. Back to the top now goes Michael Annett. He does give us a chance on the bottom. Side by side for the lead through turns 1 and 2. Can't quite get to him that time. And Annett's going to move right back down to the bottom just in front of us again. Still holding on to second though. Cindric is just past Custer now for third. Custer in the same situation that we are in, just trying to get more playoff points if at all possible. Cindric is there, almost made contact, so we tried to side draft off of him, slowing his momentum down the backstretch. Garrett Smithley up to fourth. He's just past Custer as well now. Custer only led the final 5 laps of that Charlotte Roval race. And only 4 different leaders that entire race as well. Cindric had a good points day, but after winning stage 2 in that race and finishing 6th, he definitely didn't finish exactly where he thought he could have finished. I thought he was definitely going to be one of the top 3 drivers. Cindric goes to the top. We're going to crank that car all the way down to the inside now. A little tight up off of turn 4 and almost got into him. Never checked up at all. We stayed in the gas, but that was still pretty close. Barely blocking off Cole Custer down the backstretch. Might allow Smithley to maybe have a shot on the top. All this racing going on here from pretty much second on back is allowing Michael Annett to really check out on us, but he's about to catch lap traffic pretty soon again. Might give us a chance to take the lead a lot sooner than what we did in stage 1. Now granted, we started the race 14th as well, versus restarting in the lead and actually leading about the first 4 laps here, so that's going to help us out a little bit. Wow, Cindric really beat us back to the gas through 3 and 4, just pulls us a little bit. Still got 30 laps to go in this stage. Still plenty of time for somebody else to catch up. Looking down to the inside, and what a great power move. Oh, that was a close one. Can we clear him up off of turn 4? No, we cannot. Still side by side for second. We'll try to use Austin Hill as a pick going into turn 1, and we will. But now we kind of slide up the track. Cindric gets back under us. What a crossover move by Austin Cindric to remain in second place. Tried to enter into the corner a little bit later than him. Trying to beat him back to the gas. He caught the lap car of Jeff Green in a terrible spot. We keep beating him back to the gas on the inside. Now we're going to get to his inside again going into turns 3 and 4. We are there. Lap car of Cesar Baccarella in the way as well. We'll have to both go to the outside of Baccarella. Josh Balicki now pinned on the inside. We'll keep him pinned. Using another lap car as a pick. We're going to move on by Cindric cleanly up off of turn 2. Pulling him into turn 3. And we have about 2 seconds of racetrack time to try and catch Michael Annett. Look at this lap traffic, crazy amount of lap traffic right up the middle off the exit of turn 2. That got tight, but we clear everybody cleanly. Great job working the brakes and just trying to catch these guys as well, stay in rhythm as best as we possibly can. To the in-car cam now for the first time in this race. We'll alternate through the cameras as usual. Me and Annett running pretty similar lap times. We're barely catching him, if we're catching him at all right now. Still somewhat early in the run though too. Just about 15 laps into the run. Actually nearing 20 laps, but I mean it's going to take us 20 to 25 laps to become faster than him. Then we'll have to try and really run him down. But yeah, for the most part it does look like with track position, if Annett can keep that track position over the course of the race, he's definitely going to be the one we're going to have to beat here today. One of the shorter races of the year though, not only it's 200 miles, but with this being a short track too. And we're caution free to this point here, even in the second stage, so it's going to help us as well. But I think if a caution comes out now at this point, got into the 99 there. Barely clearing them up into turn 3. Still a little over a second off the race lead. So quite a few drivers a lap down, and quite a few of them are actually playoff drivers as well. Tapping the brakes real quick. Through turns 3 and 4, we got Ryan Sieg. We're catching up on him once again as we are quickly going to zoom by the inside of him. That pulls us though through turns 1 and 2. We had to back the car up a little bit more to get around Sieg versus a little bit cleaner traffic for Annett. That entire last lap, Annett did pull ahead another 1/10 of a second. 19 laps to go in the stage. Now we passed him coming to 13 laps to go in stage 1. So we'll see where we can try to get him in stage 2. I still trust that we're going to get around him. Unless the caution comes out, then
probably going to change a lot of the strategy. You're probably going to have a decent amount of guys pit likely. That would probably include us. Oh boy, this is going to get tight off the corner. Bum trapped in the 61 of Austin Hill, trying to get him to go. Oh, a little contact to the inside of us now. Justin Haley, the lap traffic costing us a large amount of time there that last lap. Still trying to work around Haley now to the inside of him going into turn 1. A big slide job. We're finally able to clear him in the middle of the corner. So again, we're going to try to catch and pass Michael Annett. Battle for the stage win underway. He needs points more than we do, but we're obviously looking for that playoff point to carry over into the next round. Didn't repair damage at the end of stage 1. Had a little bit of contact a couple times though 2 laps ago, and that enough is probably going to get us to the point where we're probably going to end up actually fixing damage under this next caution, which could hinder our pit stop a little bit. So despite restarting in second place, or sorry, in the lead versus starting the race in 14th, it is taking us a little bit longer to catch Michael Annett this stage. There's a very good chance that Michael Annett has gotten faster over the course of this race, especially considering that we have had pit stops under the last stage break. He could have very well adjusted his car to handle compared to where ours is at. And now he's going to take the move to the bottom. Here we go, up the middle. What a great pass for the lead, driving it deep into turn 3, trying to get it to stick on the brakes a little bit, kind of holding up Annett. He's still there, but we do have him cleared off of turn 4 at the line, 12 to go in stage 1. What a bonsai move by Christopher Bell. There we go. Now just trying to pull away from Michael Annett to the end of stage 2, like we did in stage 1. We'll end up leading for, it looks like, 1 less lap than what we did in the last stage, but this is the second time we've taken the lead in this race. We'll just have to see how this is going to work out for us. Ooh, Mills had to check up because of the 21 of Gralla checked up just in front of him. Made some contact there as well to the back of Goulding. Or Mills, rather. Goulding was behind all of us. This car's a little bit on the looser side, but it's definitely drivable. We are using the controller in this race. We used the controller at Richmond yesterday, but then we used the steering wheel at the Charlotte Roval. Next race is going to be at Kansas for the Xfinity Series, and we'll go back to the steering wheel for that race. And I believe that's going to be the last race I'll run with the steering wheel on the Xfinity Series season. I will be using the steering wheel tonight, though, for sure, for the live stream of episode 5 of the career mode. First live stream that I'll ever do on the NASCAR Heat 4 career mode. So that should be pretty fun. Start time for that is at 9:45 here tonight at some point soon after the finish of this race. This race will easily probably get done before 9:30, so definitely be able to start that right on time at 9:45 as according to plan.
6 laps to go now in stage 2. A 3.5 second lead on Michael Annette. So it looks like we'll probably end up having 9 drivers finish on the lead lap this stage again, unless we could somehow catch ninth place car again. But whoever's the last driver, first driver 1 lap down, will get the free pass. Seems like a little bit later in the run we can hold the middle. The top line's a little bit better, but yeah, it looks like we're gonna catch Allgaier for 9th. To his inside, up off of turn 2. We're gonna make the pass. So Justin Allgaier is gonna go a lap down. It'll be interesting to look at how the points are gonna shape up after this race to see who will be the final 6 drivers to lock themselves into the round of 8 after this race. And we'll still have to see if guys like Austin Cindric or Michael Annette, a little bit off the wall there coming off of turn 2. Don't need to drive it that hard. We got a 5.5 second lead. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go here in stage 2. Half a lap and a half mile to go now in the second stage. Christopher Bell got the win in stage 1. Not a dominant fashion, but a dominant finish, and that's going to be the same scenario here, but we are only going to beat Annette by 6.5 seconds this time instead of 10.5 like we did in the last stage, so that'll be interesting to look out for. And that's getting a little bit faster, and we have at least 2 more pit stops coming, one of them right here during this stage break. We also led the first 4 laps of stage 2 as well, under green at least. Count the caution laps, we led the first 7 laps of the stage. But yep, and that's going to finish second again. So Justin Allgaier will get the free pass this time. So 9 drivers will be back on the lead lap once again. We'll repair damage this time. 3/4 of a tank of fuel will be enough to fill it up to the end. And we'll get to see how this is going to be going from this point on. So about to go green here at Dover once again. The green flag going to be back in the air. And there we go. Good restart to the inside. Had to check up a little bit though. Brandon Jones spun his tires on the restart. As you saw right there, he fades back pretty quickly. And unfortunately we had to restart in 7th. So not a good pit stop at all. Lost 6 spots there. So that was not good. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. We won the race off pit road the prior stage, so I don't think it's anything too much to worry about. But Michael Annette, we'll have to see how much he'll pull away this time, if any at all. I'm sure he will pull away, but look at Custer looking for the lead off of turn 2. Custer's looked good for about the first 5 to 10 laps, and then he really starts to fall back. A little tight up off of turn 4, but we're running the car good right now in the 4th spot on the racetrack. We only fell back as far as 3rd last time. But obviously restarting a little further back in the field here didn't help us, especially in this track position race.
Custer looking for the lead again off the turn 4 to the inside of the net. He's going to drive it in deep into turn 1, but he cannot get to Annette's bumper that time. Got to give Custer credit, though. He's definitely trying to get around him here. He might have been able to make an adjustment. You never know. Definitely a good possibility that that is the case. Not really paying too much attention to Briscoe behind us, but as we're kind of losing Garrett Smithley now, we'll have to pay a little more attention to Briscoe. Kind of pulling the same thing Custer's doing on the race leader right now with Michael Annette. Just keeps poking to the inside off the exit of the corners. He just doesn't get the takeoff that he needs to get under him. And now he did. Briscoe wasn't able to get to us that time, but Custer can't quite clear Annette off of turn 4, but I believe he did beat him to the line. So Cole Custer is going to lead his first lap of the race here at Dover. So second race in a row. He's trying to win it late in the third stage. Obviously we still got about a half a race left, but it is the final stage. Cross flag is going to be in the air this time. Already 100 down and 100 laps to go in this one. We are at the halfway mark. So if we don't get a caution, probably just going to run this fuel tank as low as we can get it before we come onto pit road, or the tire wear, whatever comes first. It could be the tire wear. Haven't been able to run an entire fuel or tire run in this race with the shorter stages here at Dover, but so obviously no green flag pit stops so far. Doing a pretty good job for ourselves though. Custer leads still surprisingly, but Michael Annette looking to pass him right back here real soon. We are slowly but surely making ground up again on Garrett Smithley. And honestly, not only Custer and Annette are racing with each other that hard, they did pull away quite a bit. It's hard to tell if they're still pulling us or not. Got a little wobbly there out of 4s. Definitely going to cost us a little bit of time. Just those little bit of mistakes there, those minor mistakes that might not look like huge mishaps, they really are as far as your lap times go, lap after lap, especially when you do get in a rhythm and a longer run. And we have ran over the first half of this race caution free. Over a 100 lap run to start the race. We have run through the first 2 stages completely without a caution as well. Only one driver is DNF'd. And I've noticed that it seems like we're having a lot less cautions later in the season here, which is kind of surprising. Speaking of the fact that we're in the playoffs, usually gets more intense than it has been, but somehow we have kept from wrecking despite wild restarts at times. Seems 4 wide on short tracks like we have a couple times already today in the early going. We saw that at Richmond a few times too. Charlotte Roval, we didn't see a lot of 3 wide racing, but did see some good action. Decent amount of strategy played out, and it did help us finish second, but lap traffic definitely didn't help us there. We could very easily be trying to go 3-0 to sweep the opening round of the playoffs. We could have gotten that win, and look at Smithley just sandwiched right up the middle here in between Jackson and Jeff Green, and he about got into Green off of turn 2. He had to check up big time. Now the inside opens up, but it's too late for Smithley. He's going to lose the 3rd position on the racetrack. So Christopher Bell up to 3rd here at Dover with 92 laps to go. Custer still leads by about 1.5 seconds over us. Smithley back down to the bottom.
door closes, and a great move on the next lap for Garrett Smithley to get back to third again. Another crossover move now for 3 and 4. Cannot get him that time. Got a little tight. We were 3 wide for a short moment. Trying to work back to the outside of Smithley again. Smithley back down at the bottom. We're just going to try to chase him through the lap traffic here. Annette Custer getting held up big time again. Big run, though, off of turn 4 for us, but I don't think we're going to be able to take that run to Garrett Smithley this time. But we are catching Michael Annette in a hurry. This is crazy now. Oh, my goodness, 3 wide. A little contact in the back bumper of the 1, trying to get him going past these lap cars. And Garrett Smithley will jump into second place, passing Michael Annette. That's probably the furthest back Annette's been in the field in a while here in this one. Looking to the inside, going to drive it in deep into turns 3 and 4. Can't get it to hold. Annette holds on to the lead, or sorry, for third. So used to him leading in the race by the time we catch him, but it's not the case here in this final stage as we try to clear him quickly through 1 and 2, and we will easily off of turn 2 that time. Smithley kind of caught Zane Smith in a bad spot there. Off the exit of the corner, he couldn't use all the racetrack. Now Custer's going 3 wide with the lap traffic way up ahead there. Smithley catches another lap car in a terrible spot. I believe it was Brandon Brown that time. Yep. And we're going to catch Smithley now for second. Oh, this is going to get tight. Going right up the middle. Down the backstretch. Oh, BJ McLeod blocking us off big time. That is Smithley's teammate. And that's going to allow Smithley to take us all the way to the top lane around the racetrack. Into the wall slightly off of 4. And Annette is going to catch us now. A lot of crazy lap traffic going on right now with the leaders. We're all going back and forth with each other. Still in third, 85 laps to go in the race. Smithley going to run a little bit higher of a line, kind of the middle of the top lane, but he's not all the way against the wall this time. Still going to have some straightaway speed, but somehow we got off that corner so well. Can't quite clear Smithley yet. Off of turn 4, now we will. So Christopher Bell up to second here at Dover with 84 to go now. And so we're going to try and run down Cole Custer. Can Custer win back-to-back races? Shot at redemption from the last race, just trying to get to him here. Both of us in the playoffs, though. We'll have a nice clean race, hopefully. I'm definitely race clean on my behalf. Aggressive? Probably, but I'll make it clean. Smithley trying to hold on. Annette trying to close in on him for third, at least, in case Annette does have to win. And Ryan Sieg is dropping back more and more throughout the course of this race. Yeah, he's definitely going to be eliminated again. Him and Jeffrey Earnhardt are going to be eliminated after this race. So that pretty much leaves 6 spots still open with 8 guys battling for those positions. We have caught Custer here these last few laps. We got another lap car just ahead of us. It looks like it's going to be Justin Haley as we're going to side draft off the 0-0 through 1 and 2. As well, pinning that 11 car to the inside there. Custer could not get around him until just now. Clement's going to let us go to the bottom. We're going to take the lead for the 3rd time here today. So with 80 laps to go at the start-finish line, Christopher Bell back in the lead again here at Dover. Honestly, I haven't been able to see exactly how many laps we can run on a full tank of fuel. So I don't know how we're looking as far as Trying to short pit maybe, but I don't plan on short pitting at all. Way too risky on a short track. I know we haven't had a caution yet, but we'll just try to at least split the stage in half. 55 and 55 if at all possible. I don't see why we can't make it that far. The right front tire still not quite worn down under half yet. Already out to about a 3-second lead on Custer and Net. Still trying to close the gap on Smithley right now. And Michael Annette really wants to get into that second spot in case a caution comes out. Because I don't think he's going to catch us at all. So we'll just have to wait and see. Go back to the in-car cam next lap, and we'll alternate cameras for the final time in this race as we're at a slower point. Not as much lap traffic right now, so we'll try to get a little more action this way. We do have quite a bit of lap traffic, I guess, up ahead. It's just going to be a little bit before we catch him, at least a few more laps. Track is pretty bumpy. Not one of the bumpier tracks you would think of on the circuit, but I think the concrete, just the way it wears here, it lasts for a longer period of time versus asphalt than what you would think. I'm not exactly sure how old it is, but it's fairly old. Looking to the inside on Brandon Brown right now. Gonna move on by him. Had to get out of the gas just so we could turn underneath of Mike Harmon there up off of turn 2. That was somewhat close. Brandon Jones, he's back to 9th right now as we're going to catch him. And we'll put him a lap down. So now 8 drivers are currently on the lead lap. Brandon Jones is the first driver a lap down in 9th. And Justin Allgaier not too far ahead of us, just a couple cars ahead. And he's in the 8th position. Loose up off of turn 4 there, just driving it up out of these corners though. Ooh, man, that got tight. I didn't think Chastain was going to try to go underneath of Stephen Light as we were trying to go underneath of Chastain himself. Getting to the outside of Allgaier that time, and now we only have 7 drivers on the lead lap at the line as Justin Allgaier is the first driver 1 lap down now. Ooh. Little contact there with Ryan Sieg up off the corner. So we have 39% tire wear. We're definitely going to make it to a halfway point in this stage. At 55 laps to go, for sure. We'll easily be able to make it under 50 laps left before we would have to pit. So the final little stint of this race might actually end up, as far as the fuel and tires go, might actually end up the way the first two stages went. Only difference is if we stay green and not have a restart, we'll have a lot bigger lead to work with off at the start of that one there. Things are definitely looking good so far. 8.5 second lead, 63 laps to go. We are definitely the car to beat in this one. Michael Annett, though, still in fourth. He has finally caught Garrett Smithley for third. So he just didn't have the restart he needed. He led the first couple laps in the final stage of the race here after winning the race off the pit road, but Cole Custer was working him, and then he got around him finally, and since then he has been in the lead. Got 62 laps to go at this point. And yes, again, we're pulling away, but you never know what the caution and the pit strategy could work out to end this race. Everybody does have to pit once. We did speed down pit road in a green flag stop at Richmond. This is another short track, a little bit longer in length. Might be considered an intermediate track, but the way it races, I call it a short track. And it's only 1 mile, but still, this is not an easy pit road to get onto by any means. Pretty tight as well. Good news is, though, with a big lead, we shouldn't have to worry about it too much. We can really coast it to get down there to make sure we don't speed. We're not going to lose a lot of time. A lot of heavy lap traffic coming up here in the next few laps. We'll run with this regular camera the rest of the race now. Tyler Reddick is in 7th. He's the next lead lap car we are about to catch as he almost caught Zane Smith up off of turn number 4, or turn 2 rather, and through turns 3 and 4. Big slide job, gonna clear him. Tries to cross us over. We block him off the exit of the corner. And 58 to go in the stage now. Oh, really tight. Somehow keeping it up off the wall. That was a little bit of a scare. Just lost grip under us. Still nowhere to go, though, for Reddick. Oh, and now into the wall. Yeah, tires are definitely starting to go. 57 laps left. And that got tight for a second into turn 1. We just got to take it easy again. 11-second lead on Custer. Michael Annett is finally up to 3rd. Clear mode for NASCAR Heat 4 coming up at 9:45 Eastern Standard Time. It will be a live stream for episode 5 as we work to the outside and through the middle of the traffic too. We try to pass Chase Briscoe to put him a lap down. We're going to have the straightaway speed on him here down the back stretch, and we're going to clear him going into 3. So that is another driver deemed 1 lap down in this race. So we got about a half-track lead now on Cole Custer with 55 laps to go. So it'll be interesting to see when the leaders pit. We could run another 17 laps on a full tank, or sorry, on this current tank of fuel, which was full. And again, we are caution free in this race as we're about 3/4 of the way home here at Dover. This is a track that's had some vicious big wrecks in the past because of how narrow the backstretch is, but even the front stretch for that matter, but the backstretch seems to be the cause for a lot of yellows.
Cars hit that inside wall and just come right back up onto the track. But we haven't even seen a single car incident. The only time we came close was whoever it was that blew up early in stage 1 was able to get onto pit road and has DNF from that point on. Caution, first time today with 53 laps to go, we get a yellow. And Chase Briscoe is going to get the free pass. Cindric was barely able to hold on to his lap. So he'll get the restart here towards the front of the field, and we will have 49 laps to go when we go green. 3/4 of a tank of fuel. It'll be plenty enough to fill us up to the end. And so here we go after the caution. Gonna have a nice little sprint to the end of this race course. Again, we have a fast enough car on a longer run, so that's good. We did lose 3 spots on pit road again, though, so another slow stop. Gonna restart on the outside for only the first time today. Well, yeah, first time since the very start of the race, I guess. And, yeah, just didn't take off as well as what we would have on the bottom. Gonna quickly lose the spot. We're still stuck on the top, not where I want to be. Allgaier to the inside of us, but Michael Annett trying to redeem himself on this restart this time. And look at him go. Timmy Hill, where is he coming from? He is up to 10th, another non-playoff driver inside the top 10. He's having a good day for himself. Hill, one of the backmarker drivers, though. Smithley's in a little bit better equipment. Oh, just cleared Noah Gregson getting into 3. Really tried to just stuff it on in there, and now we're going to clear Timmy Hill as well, coming off the turn 4 still, so it's just a great corner overall. No wreck needed. Trying to run down Allgaier, who's been up along the top side. He is the first driver 1 lap down right now. And Garrett Smithley, I didn't even realize Smithley is leading here at Dover. Can a non-playoff driver try to pull off a win? He has never won in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Not sure how Annett lost the lead, and in fact, he's back to 3rd, quickly trying to get back around Cindric. Up against the wall now goes Michael Annett, trying to get the top lane to work, and he's about to lose 3rd place and fall back to 4th now if Cole Custer gets by him as well. Michael Annett just not faring well here these last 2 restarts now. And I wanted to run the bottom. I kind of figured Allgaier was going to run down there. And he did kind of pull us a little bit. Looks like Tyler Reddick's trying to close up on us here as well. Reddick's currently a lap down. Trying to hold on us. Smithley still leads. It's all about who can get through the lap traffic and manage their tires. Oh, contact hard off of turn 2. Into the side of the 7, and that's going to allow Reddick to kind of close the gap again, and we're sandwiched in between these 2 junior motorsport cars through 3 and 4. Reddick's going to get on by us. He's trying to battle Allgaier to be the first driver 1 lap down. And with both of those drivers being in the playoffs, that could be a lot on the line there, depending on what the cut line looks like currently. I think Reddick was actually barely did the good coming into this race, if I remember right, too. So he definitely needs a good run. He has scored stage points at both stages. So far, so good. So we finally got around Allgaier, but now we're struggling trying to get around Tyler Reddick as well. As they're about ready to go 3 wide up there for second. And they are 3 wide for second. Driving it deep on Reddick that time. Can't get to him. Michael Annett just trying to get by both guys at the same time. Cindric finally clears Custer. Annette now working back to the inside of both of them. He takes them 3 wide to the bottom again. And barely able to clear Custer. They almost came together, and Custer almost got into the 22 of Cindric as well. And this is allowing Smithley to pull away big time. How big of a lead can he get out to here? We still see him. He's just entering turn 1 right now. Michael Annette might have a faster car than him, though. He has, for the majority of the race, finished second in both stages. But you got to think, though, Smithley also finished third in both stages, too. So he's got a fast car of his own and getting to show in the clean air what his car is worth. But he's not going to have clean air for much longer because he's about to catch lap traffic now for the first time as a leader in this race. We'll see how he'll maneuver through it. Annette almost lost third place there again to Custer as we work to the inside of Reddick behind everyone. Through turns 3 and 4, driving it in deep. We're going to clear Tyler Reddick up off of 4. Again, not for position. We're still in 5th. It's one less car we got to pass to get to these guys, and it's still a 3-car battle for second. Smithley's done well getting through the first few lap cars at least. Pulling away more and more. Oh my goodness, Michael Annette all the way up the middle now. That is just a great battle going on for second. We got really tight off of 4, had to get out of the gas. Here comes Reddick to the inside. We got to block him off going into 1. Man, all 3 of those guys just, they get so close to making contact with each other. I don't think they've touched each other yet. Oh man, Custer almost got into Austin Hill up there too, the lap car. 35 laps to go here at Dover in the late going of the race. Again, only 35 laps left now in this round of the playoffs, as everybody is scrambling for position to get into the round of 8. Annette going to clear Cindric again for third as Cindric got caught behind Sadler. He chose the complete wrong lane there to 3 and 4. As he's going to stay on the top side, we're going to try to squeeze through the middle between Cindric and Sadler. A gutsy move, barely able to clear Sadler. Can't quite clear the 22 yet. Going into turns 3 and 4, a deep dive, and we're going to clear Cindric for the 4th spot up off of turn 4. Custer, Annette battling for second still in the lap traffic again. Annette goes to the top. Custer cleared John Jackson to the bottom. We are going to try to close the gap. Side drafting off of Jackson there. Annette goes to the top through 3 and 4 again. Opens up the bottom for Bell. Christopher Bell trying to slide job off of turn 4. Clearing Michael Annette. 32 to go. Up to the 3rd spot now. About 3 seconds off the race leader, Garrett Smithley. And the currently first running playoff driver in second, Cole Custer, just ahead of us. Custer trying to work around the lap traffic. Here we go. We're going to try to attempt the outside off the exit of 4 as we try to split Josh Williams on the inside. And we're going to clear them both up to second now, going into turn 1. Now it's time to try and run down the race leader. Oh, drove it in a little too deep there into 3 and 4. Mistake of our own. Custer's going to try to make a shot at us. He closes into our back bumper, but he can't quite get there yet. It looks like 3 or 4 lap cars are stacked right in front of the race leader, Smithley, and that could cost him a ton of time here these next couple laps. Caution. With 30 laps to go, we get a yellow. Breath, rack them and stack them again. Tyler Reddick will get the free pass on Allgaier there, so we will have 7 drivers on the lead lap on this next restart. And we will have 26 laps to go. 26 to go to finish this race off. Smithley going to control the pace on the restart. So we're on the outside again.
Here we go, and let's see what we've got. The green flag is going to be back in the air. Smithley controls the pace on the restart. He's got to be the leader at the line. Oh, man, we were stuck in second gear anyway. Not sure how or why. Smithley going to beat us into turn one. Oh, man, we were worried about locking it up in second gear, but look at those two behind us on older tires for this restart. They kind of slip back. Oh, huge slide going into turns 3 and 4, almost lost control completely. Got the left side tires on the apron, had to lock the brakes for a second. And now we got to keep it going with 25 to go. Little older tires too, got to remember that. We might be the fastest driver on the racetrack though right now as we look to the outside of Cole Custer through turns 3 and 4. Can't get him that time. Laps winding down quickly. Custer all the way to the top. That is a huge dive into turn 1. Barely had to lift out of the throttle too, and we're up to second. Once again, trying to catch Smithley, who runs more like a little middle to upper lane through turns 3 and 4. That'll give him the straightaway speed he needs here down the front. But now we go to the outside as he tries to protect the bottom. That corner. And here comes the straightaway speed now down the back. Staying to the outside of Smithley. Side by side into turn 3. Battle for the lead is on. Can he clear us up off of 4? Yes, he did. Down to the bottom. Here comes Christopher Bell. Deep dive into turns 1 and 2. Going for it all. The home run ball. Smithley back down to the bottom, trying to cross us over. Can't clear us off the corner. We got a great battle for the lead. Smithley knows this might be his last chance to try and hold on. Clears us up off of turn 4 again. Late dive to the bottom. He can't block us. 21 laps to go. Another slide job. Can we clear him up off of turn 2? Yes, we will. Will it be an official lead change back to the line? I believe so. Smithley hung on for as long as he could, but he could not hold on long enough. 20 laps to go. Christopher Bell back out in front again here at Dover. Only the 4th time we have led in this race. But we have led chunks of laps at a time in the process. Now just hoping we stay green to the finish.
We get a caution. We don't want anybody else to try some sort of wacky strategy by pitting here in the final less than 20 laps, because I know we are not great in a first 20 lap stretch on fresh tires compared to everybody else. So only 2 cautions this entire race, and they've both come within the last 35 to 40 laps here at Dover. And still only 2 drivers have DNF'd in this race. Oop, a little bobble through turns 1 and 2 again there. Just got to be careful of it. Almost a 2-second lead stretched out right now. And we will be catching lap traffic once again here in a couple laps. Maybe even this lap. Yeah, I think we're going to catch lap traffic this lap through turns 3 and 4, it looks like. Austin Hill going to be the first driver we're going to catch here as they both run the inside through one. Oh, hard contact into the back of him. Huge closing rate. Now he tries to block us. Didn't mean to run into him there, but just so happened to be the case. 2 seconds back. Smithley might be able to hold for something crazy to happen here, and we're caught behind Jeff Green now. Just going to take our time. Smithley going to gain a half second this lap. And we got 14 to go. Barely clearing John Jackson that time down the backstretch. So we do have some heavy lap traffic coming up right now, but at least they're not actually battling with each other too hard, so enough of a lane for us to get on by. Whew. Caught Harmon in a terrible spot right off the exit of 4. Couldn't use all the racetrack like we usually would want after hitting our apex through the corner. This car is not handling great right now. Right front tire's at 49% tire wear. Will it blow? Absolutely not. But these tires are getting pretty old. I've only seen them this old one other time in this race. A lot more at stake though on this run currently. We'll have 10 laps to go at the line this time. And we'll see. We'll see what might happen. So fun weaving in and out of these lap cars, especially when you can do it cleanly. You're not having to really battle for the lead. It's not really stressful. Oof! Barely cleared Jeremy Clements up off of 4. We never lifted. 3 wide all the way to the top side now through 1 and 2. And Justin Haley and BJ McLeod going to carry a ton of straightaway speed now down the back. Seven to go at the line this time. Just hoping we can at least get to the white flag, so that way, once we get to the white flag, as usual, caution comes out, the race will be over, because the next flag would end the race, whether it is the yellow or the checker. Go right up the middle here through turns 3 and 4, not wasting time. Still trying to run pretty quick lap times here so we can get to that white flag. We got 6 to go. Jeffrey Earnhardt now blocking us on the bottom. Well, you can count them on one hand now. 5 laps to go here at Dover. Be really nice though with those 2 playoff points we already got for 2 stage wins in this race to get another 5 with a race win. 7 more playoff points to add on to start the next round of the playoffs. We got a lot of wins. We got a comfortable size lead, but again, you never know. And we, of course, will be competing to try and go for the win at Kansas. If we can win that race, we'll be locked into the championship in Miami later in the week. Can't remember exactly if my schedule if I had it scheduled to run the Kansas race tomorrow or not. It's either going to be tomorrow or Wednesday. Definitely have to look back at it after this one. Of course, you guys can look back at it too. The most recent video I posted earlier today. We got 2 laps to go at the line.
just got to get it back to the white flag here. 7-second lead on Garrett Smithley. Yeah, I think they were about 3 wide there just in front of us. Still battling to the very end. White flag in the air though. 1 lap to go here at Dover. Look at Reddick just doing whatever he can. He knows he's got to try to make passes. If he falls a lap down though, it's going to make it much harder on himself. Oh, 3 wide off the exit of the corner. Man, they got tight. Coming to the checker, though. Checker flag in the air. Christopher Bell gets the win here in the Allied Steel Buildings 200 at Dover. Pretty soundly win. 2nd win in the playoffs here. 2nd win in the round of 8. And how about that? 1st, 2nd, 1st through the 3 races in this round. 2 short tracks and a road course. Yeah, 2 intermediate tracks and a short track in the next round, in the round of 8. It has definitely been a fun one. In about 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, we will have the start of the next live stream. It will be the career mode, episode 5 for NASCAR Heat 4. And that'll be the first live stream I'll have of that. Total time in this race, 80 minutes. So it's an hour, 20 minutes right on the nose. 2 cautions were involved there. So yeah, it was a pretty good one. There's a look at the playoff standings here at the cut line. John Hunter Nemechek, we saw him at the end there, finished 13th. He finished 14 points back. He didn't get any stage points, so that probably hurt him in this race. So it's going to be Christopher Bell, Cole Custer, who locked in on wins, Chase Briscoe on points, Michael Annette on points, Austin Cindric, Justin Allgaier, Tyler Reddick, +8. And he'll carry an additional playoff point. He had a stage win in this round. And Brandon Jones got the last spot on points. Barely finished in the top 10, beating Noah Gregson by 5 points. So that was a fun one, definitely for sure. So those are the 8 drivers to go into the next round, in the round of 8. There we are in victory lane. Mr. Pizza, you're waiting for the career mode. Well, we're gonna have it here pretty shortly. Just for you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this race, the commentary, the video in general. If you did, hit the like button down below. Really appreciate the feedback in the comment section as well. If you wish to subscribe, we have NASCAR. Subscribe, hit the bell notification button down below, because we are going to have a lot of fun streams coming up. We've had fun streams over the course of the last week, and I don't want you guys to miss an upload. My videos have not been showing up in the subscriptions a lot over the last week as of lately, so definitely a reason to do that. That is going to be it here for this one. I'll see you guys in the next video here in about 10-15 minutes. Thanks for watching.